Hello! I'm going to record a tutorial video for a small section of the solo in Sacrifice by the Expendables. It's been requested by Captain Kirko because he's having a bit of trouble getting it nailed. He just asked for the tabs, but I figured if I went through it with him, it'd be a lot easier. And this will help anyone who needs to learn a solo. If people are watching this video and you want more of the song, perhaps the whole solo, just let me know in the comments and I'll get it done for you. It's not a problem. Anyway, we're just going to do the build up. So I'm going to play it through first so it's fresh in your head, you know what it sounds like. Then I'll break it down and I'll get the tab on the screen, play it slowly, all that good stuff, and you'll be able to just watch the video until you can finally get it in your head. The main thing is getting it in your head and getting it in your muscle memory, so basically your fingers just know what they need to play without really even thinking about it. You know, it does happen. Usually I find if I learn, say, a passage like this build up, I'll learn it, I'll play it, and I won't quite be able to get it perfect, but then I'll be like, right, that's enough practice. I'll stop for perhaps a day, you know. Say I'm practicing in the evening, I'll stop, you know, give it a good go. Been at it for a while, I know the notes that I'm supposed to be playing, I just can't get it perfect. I often find that taking a break, you know, a whole day, a few hours, and then coming back to it, it gives it time to settle in, especially into your muscle memory. And then when you try to play it, you know, the next day, for example, it's a lot easier, and actually, you know, your hand has remembered what you're playing. You don't even need to think about it, really. So that's something to bear in mind, you know. It's got to sink into your muscle memory. But you know, it helps a lot for someone to break it down for you if you're having a bit of trouble. It's cool, you know. I had trouble learning it. It is quite difficult. Well, here we go. I'll play it through for you now, and then we'll break it down. That's it, you know. Quite daunting when you first listen to it, but it is just a scale. You're right, it's just a scale going up. But they do sort of jump around and they go back and they skip a few notes. But essentially, it's just a scale. Yeah, you're right. So I'll break it down for you now, and you'll get it in no time. Trust me. Yo, welcome to the breakdown. This is where we're gonna run through that little section. Essentially just, a scale, going up and back down and skip it jumping around. It's quite complicated when you first look at it or first listen to it. You know, you think, I'm going to try and work it out. But I'm going to explain that to you. You don't need to work it out. I've already done that. I'm just going to show you what I play. Just try and, enlighten you, simplify things for you a bit. To show you what's going on. And obviously you'll be able to get it up to speed in your own time. Because all it takes after that, once you know what you're playing, it's just practice, you know. So we start on the 10th fret of the D string, okay? And as I hammer on from the 10th fret to the 12th fret and back again. And then down to the A string, the 13th fret. Okay, and then it goes back up to the 10th fret on the A string. Okay, and then back down again to the 13th fret on the A string, and then the 12th fret on the A string as well. Okay, so it just keeps descending in that sort of fashion. So get the tab on the screen. But it's pretty quick, so you've got to keep that in mind. I think the original tempo is something along the lines. Obviously, once you got it in your head and your hands, the speed will come. Take it slow first of all. Then it goes down to the 10th fret on the A string, and then it hammers on again like you did on the D string, but on the A string. And then it goes down to the low E string on the 13th fret. Okay, so you basically play the same thing you just played again, just on the lower string. Okay, so we're going this first part, then the same again, just on the A string down to the low E string. That part again. Okay, and then we stay on the low E string, it goes to the 10th, back up to the 12th. And then down to the 8th. Sorry, that was my bad. Okay, that's the start of the build up. Okay. But it's very quick. Okay, but once you've done that, then this is where the build-up starts, and this is where it becomes quite a pain in the ass, if I'm honest. Because it's not simply just ascending a scale up, it's up and it's down, but there's different intervals and it gets quite annoying. But if you've got someone showing you and telling you what to play, it becomes a lot less complicated, I think, than trying to work it out yourself. So, obviously you've done this part. It starts at the 7th fret on the low E string, okay? So get that part I've just told you in your head first, and then when you're ready, once that part's done, come back to the video, and we'll start with the build up, ascending upwards, okay? Right, you got that first part? Awesome. Because this is where it gets a bit more complicated. And I might sort of lose track of where I am while I'm telling you, because it does get quite complicated. So it starts at the 7th fret on the low E string, and it's 7, 8, 10. Okay, 7, 8, 10, and then up to the 7th on the A string, sorry. Okay, and a sort of constant sort of tempo all the way through this whole part, really. You're like a driving sort of force behind it, is what it feels like. So you go 7, 8, 10, 7 on the A string, and it sort of just starts to jump around already, because we go back down to the 8th on the low A and the 10th. And back up to the 7th on the A string, and then the 8th on the A string. Okay. Try and get a better angle for you to see. It's quite hard to see, so my hand is just covering the fretboard. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, and then so once you've played that, it goes to the 7th and the 9th on the D string. And then back down to the 10th on the A string. This little section is a bugger, I'm telling you. Okay, so it goes after the 7th and the 9th on the D string, it goes down to the 10th on the A string, back up to the 7th on the D string, and then the 8th and the 10th on the A string. So that part all together. I'm lost already. Yeah, so this part from that 10th fret on the A string, you go back up to the 7th and 9th on the D string, okay? Okay, then back down to the 10th on the A string, and then 7, 9 and 10 on the D string. Okay. I made a massive mess of that then, sorry. From the beginning it is. Alright. Okay, so we're about halfway through it now. So far, I know I'm playing it over and over again a lot, but you know, just to help sort of drum it into your mind, really. Okay. And again, another pain in the ass part. Once you've hit the 10th fret on the D string, you go to the 9th fret on the G string, then the 10th fret on the G string, then the 7th and 9th fret on the G string as well. Okay, so all together. Okay. Oops. Okay, so you know, very slowly. Alright, still with me? Obviously I will put links in the description so you can skip back in time and that to specific points, because you're going to need to go over this quite a bit to really sort of understand it and get what you're supposed to be playing. But you're nearly there, you nearly got it. If you're still with me, then you're all good. Sorry, I had to cut it there, I got interrupted. So yeah, so far. Okay. So once you've played that on the G string, you go back down to the 10th on the G string, and then 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10 on the G string, okay? Then you go up to the B string and you play 8, 10 and 12, okay? Okay? And then you play 8, 10, 12, and then you do like a little, almost like a circle thing where you from the 12th of the B, you go down to the 12th on the G, back up to the 10th and the 12th on the B, and you do that, I think, 3 times it is. And you slide up to the 13th fret after you've hit the 12th on the B, both on the B string. And you go up to the 10th and the 12th on the high E string, back down to the 13th on the B, hammer on between the 10th and the 12th of the high E string, down to the 13th on the B string, back up to the 10th on the high E string. Okay, and the very last part is which is you hold it and just pick each note separately, and they are the 15th of the high E string, the 13th of the B string, and the 12th of the G string, and eventually you end back on the 15th on the high E string. Okay, and the harmonized sort of when it all comes back in, and yeah, you're just like that's obviously the intro but distorted, which you already know, I assume. If not, hit me up, man. I'll fucking teach you that as well. Don't worry about that. So all together, quite slowly, we have got okay, so hopefully you've got a better idea of what you're supposed to be playing. I guess I'll type the tab up real quick in like a text in the description, perhaps, so you can just read that. You know, you might not even need to watch the video, but it should be helpful for other people that need to watch the video. You know, anyone watching this, if it helped you, you know, please like. So I'll play it once more all together for you. Close up. Here we go. Simples. One last thing I realised just then is when it's going. That very last thing is the 10th fret on the high E string, the 13th, the 11th 10th on the B string, and then end on the 12th fret of the G string. Yeah? Okay, and that is the build up. I'm hoping this video was helpful for you, dude. If it has been, then that makes me happy. I like to help people. But yeah, you'll get the tab in the description as well. And for anyone else that have watched and has helped, sweet. Peace out. Catch you guys later. Hope you subscribe and all that good stuff.